Hi.
I think your house is the perfect filming locale.
You do? How come?
Because out there in TV land, out there in YouTube land, you don't realize that we're looking at the river and the beautiful mountains and the
sunset.
trees. Yeah.
It is pretty nice. The kitchen lacks a little beauty.
Whatever.
Bathroom floor tiles. 1980. Mob.
Brilliant.
It was a homeowner installed too, because when I go to scoot stuff, like some of the tiles are this much higher. It's like, spill. Dang it, you think I'd learn where the high spots are. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Good. So I got Mo back again.
Hi.
I went and pilfered probably 50 pounds of plums. And I saw them yesterday just driving by. I didn't know this person. One of my potential neighbors, well, not really a neighbor, but fellow townsperson. Community member. And I saw these trees that were just hanging laden with plums and apples and pears yesterday. So I've been making jam for a couple days. I grabbed 2 jars of what you and I made yesterday and went knocking. And they said you can take all of the fruit you want. So I hauled away 50 pounds of plums and probably 10 pounds of apples. And these are their apples and these are their plums. So now I know Mike and Rosie, townspeople. And it's just one of those things. Yesterday I did a video on get out of your comfort zone. And it's not comfortable to just walk up to a stranger's house, especially when there's like dogs and a bunch of like cars around and it's just like the porch has holes in it. I'm like, oh, am I safe? And I met 2 beautiful people. They were so generous.
That's lovely.
I give them jam and I'll take them a jar of this from their fruit. And I got bounty.
That's fantastic.
It's really nice.
Wow.
I know.
I love it.
I know. And so, yeah, I was happy, they were happy, and it just worked out perfectly. So this week, Mo and I are going to teach you how to cook from your plum tree.
Yeah.
What to do with those plums.
We have lots of different varieties and different techniques that I think we're going to put together for you. Yeah.
And this is the first one, and since Mo is my chutney maven. Maven, is that like a matronly name?
No, I think Maven sounds high.
High, okay, like flowing red hair. Okay.
Yeah.
Mo is my chutney girl, because we did chutney, rhubarb chutney this spring.
In the spring, yeah.
So we're going to start it back with a fall chutney: plum, apple, onion, raisin, and a bunch of spices.
And in here, which is kind of, I think, the real special part of it that's going to make it really warm and wintry, is apple cider vinegar and red wine. And
I did a local Pinot
sugar,
Noir.
Of course. Oh, nice.
So in this, I did half brown sugar and half white sugar. And for the brown sugar, I used pilloncillo, which is a Mexican brown sugar that actually has a lot more of the molasses still in it, way more so than our brown sugar, which is all crumbly. Pilloncillo comes in this really hard cone. So I just melted it all in the pan ahead of time and reduced it down by about 1/3. And what that's going to do is it's going to reduce our cooking time. So instead of putting all of the liquid and the sugar and everything and baking it, we run the risk of overcooking our plums. So I'm talking from experience because we actually did this yesterday. We overcooked our plums because we were trying to evaporate that liquid. So what I've done is pre-evaporated the liquid.
And I love what you just said. We're going to bake it. And I don't think, I mentioned to somebody yesterday that we had made a baked or roasted jam, and they had never heard of that. And so we're going to be baking this jam, which I think is really exciting.
It is exciting. All right, so first things first. We reduced our liquid. Now I'm going to put the full recipe below this video. If you click show more, you'll see all of it in its entirety. So don't worry about quantities because nobody wants to watch a video and frantically take notes. So I don't. So what we're going to do is we're going to rinse our plums and cut them in half. And then chop up our apples in little bite-sized pieces.
Oh.
Do you want to use the...
Oh, yeah, bite-sized pieces.
yeah.
That's right.
And then same thing with our onion. We're going to put it all into our baking dishes. Now this is a really big batch, or it looks like a big batch. This is actually a triple batch. And the reason that I'm tripling it is because it fits perfectly in these two really large bakers.
Aren't these beautiful?
And it yields about 12 jars. So you are really cooking it down quite a bit. And that might sound like a ton, but that's a jar a month or a jar for 12 of your friends. So
for the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, while Mo's cutting those, I'm just going to cut the prunes. Ooh, prunes. We can't call them that.
These are either Italian plums.
Italian plums.
Dried plums, aka prunes.
Yeah, these are definitely not dried. Okay, Italian plums. The Italian plum gets a really bad rap. We discussed it in one of the other videos. Mm-hmm. These are beautiful. They're so ripe. So the spices that I have combined for this chutney was inspired by Camille's chutney from this book. Diana Henry's Salt, Sugar, and Smoke. This is a fantastic, excuse me, Mo, book. The recipes are interesting, they're well written, they're well tested, and the flavor harmony in them is really, really nice. So she uses cinnamon, star anise, mustard, coriander, mace, and what else is in there?
There's some hot peppers.
Yep, red chili peppers,
cinnamon,
and salt. Salt is mine. I always add a little pinch of salt to my jam. It makes the sweet not so cloyingly sweet. It makes it just a rounder flavor. So this chutney has, quite a bit of sugar, but not really comparatively. I cut quite a bit of it out. So there's 2 cups of sugar for, 2, 7, 10 cups of fruit, which that's way, way less than a standard jam. But everything in here is so sweet naturally.
Yeah, these are really ripe.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk a little bit about chutneys and how you like to use them?
Yes.
Yeah, always concentration.
Mm-hmm. And layer. If you're using apples in a recipe and it calls for white vinegar, why not use apple cider vinegar?